So what's it like being so tall?
Great, except my coffee's cold before it gets to my stomach.
Why do people think you're so scary?
Because I show up uninvited to pool parties, like every ex-boyfriend.
So how do you impress dates?
I just open my feathers. It's like instant Tinder gold.
So what's your favorite type of music?
Something with a good hook.
Why do you eat all day?
Because abs are overrated compared to snacks.
Why do rabbits have a reputation for being so busy?
Because Netflix and chill means 12 kids later.
What are you doing walking around in the middle of traffic?
Well, I was trying to find a shortcut, but I think I just caused more traffic.
Why do seals clap all the time?
Because nobody else laughs at my jokes.
Why do people say you're so strong?
Because I last longer than a marathon. And yes, I'm stable.
Do you ever get tired of people asking if you're a magician's assistant? Only when they expect me to pull a hat out of a human. Why do people call you Sly?
Because I ghost faster than Wi-Fi drops.
Why do you never forget anything?
Because my brain has unlimited cloud storage.
Cat, why do you knock things off tables?
Because gravity experiments never get old.
So what's your secret to always looking so calm even when you're being chased?
Well, I've got a carrot-fueled meditation practice that really helps me find my inner zen.
So if you could fly anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Probably just to the kitchen for more seeds. How often do you find yourself sticking your neck out for others?
Well, I mostly get my head in the clouds.
So do you ever get tired of people asking if you've lost your way in life?
Well, sometimes I just want to tell them, you ain't got to be kidding me.
How do you feel about the common house cat?
I try not to judge, but they do have some questionable hobbies.
Yeah.
And finally, what's your best advice for aspiring young parrots out there? Just keep squawking until they give you a cracker.
Why do stags always roam alone?
Because commitment season is hunting season.
What's your favorite hairstyle? A buzz cut, obviously. What's the best part about being a lion?
No one ever asks me to split the bill.
Why do you always butt heads?
Because saying you're right feels illegal.
Why are you always charging?
Because I can't skip chest day.
Why do people call you wise?
Because I just say, who? Until people think I'm deep.
Why do people call you a lone wolf?
Because group chats stress me out.
Why do you call yourself the GOAT?
Because every guy thinks he is, until karaoke night proves otherwise.
Why do you always run so fast?
Because I told her I'll just step out for a minute.
Why do you wake everyone up so early? Because I'm basically the unpaid male roommate nobody asked for.
Why do you remember everything? Because my ex still owes me $20 from college.
Why do you hibernate all winter?
Because that's the only season I get guilt-free naps. Call it dad mode.
Why are your antlers so big?
Because every guy needs good reception when he's calling for backup.
Why do bees get all the attention?
Because I always bring the buzz with a little sting after.
Why are you called man's best friend?
Because I actually listen when he talks about his fantasy football team.
So what's it like living in a big city park?
It's great, but sometimes I feel like I'm always looking over my shoulder for a picnic basket. Why do bulls always look so powerful?
Because I never stop charging, especially on dates.
And how do you break up with someone?
Easy. I just hop out of the conversation.
Why do you throw bananas?
Because jokes are funnier when they peel out of control. Why are dogs so good at dating?
Because loyalty is built into my code.
So why do they call you the king of the jungle?
Because CEO of the Savannah didn't sound as cool.
Why do you always look like you're wearing a tuxedo?
Because every meal's a black tie event.
So what's your favorite thing to chase, the mailman or your tail?
Definitely the mailman. He brings better treats.
Owl, why are you always awake at night?
Because that's when humans make their worst decisions. I like the drama.
So what's it like being king of the jungle?
Well, the perks are great, but the hair maintenance is a full-time job.
Do you ever get tired of bananas?
Only when they're not organic.
And what's your favorite part about shopping here?
The bulk section, for obvious reasons.
Is it true that you're always hungry?
Only when I'm not eating. What's your favorite thing about being a bird? I get to eat crackers and not feel bad about it.
So how do you feel about the stereotype of foxes being sly and cunning?
Well, let's just say my tax returns are a work of art.
What's your secret to looking so perfectly groomed all the time?
My personal stylist, of course. She is called a tongue.
Excuse me, what is your biggest pet peeve? Humans who steal my bananas.
So how do you feel about all the stereotypes about foxes being sneaky?
Well, I prefer to think of it as strategic resource acquisition.
Do you ever feel misunderstood by your human companions?
Sometimes they just don't grasp the subtle art of napping all day.
So what's your favorite thing to chase beside your dreams?
Oh, that's easy. The ice cream truck.
Yeah.
What's the naughtiest thing you've ever done? I've been called a cat burglar more than once.
Why don't you share your pearls? Because I'm a little shellfish.
Why did the tiger lose at poker?
Because he was playing with a cheetah.
So what's your favorite thing about being a bear?
Well, I get to nap whenever I want, and nobody judges my diet.
So if you could change one thing about living with humans, what would it be?
More naps, fewer vacuum cleaners.
And how do you deal with the daily commute, especially with all these cars?
Well, I just wing it, you know?
What's the best thing about being a mouse in a human house? The all-you-can-eat buffet, especially the crumbs under the couch.
I bet you get a lot of dates with those tail feathers.
Oh, please. I'm practically a walking peacock parade.
What do you call a lion that just won the lottery?
A roaring success.
Is it true that you don't even need a driver's license?
I just roar and cars move out of the way.
So how do you handle all the attention from your fans?
Well, I just tell them to never forget me.